Hey, welcome. Boyd Rollins here with the Pro Marketers Alliance. This is going to be all about domain names today. There are three things that I always say that really builds the foundation for your business when it comes to building an online web presence. And what really comes down to is a domain name, that's where you get your address for your place of business, your hosting account, which is kind of like the building of your business online, and your autoresponder, which is the way that automatically follows up with your prospects, leads, and customers. Those are the three things that I always say are essential. Stuff like Empower Network and its systems are also essential, but they're added bonuses. They just help you automate things, make it a little bit easier, and let you get through the things a lot quicker. Now, if you know how to buy a domain name, that's awesome. You might want to still watch this video because there are some really cool things that you just might pick up and hear when it comes to how to really choose the right domain names and why you're choosing them. Now, before we get started in getting your domain name, you want to first determine what your domain name is going to be used for. Is it going to be for a capture page? Is it going to be for your system, like Empower Network? Is it going to be just masking an affiliate link? For example, if you joined a company that gave you an affiliate link like yourcompanyname.com/?ID equals your username, I mean, that's like a super long affiliate link, and that's usually what you get when you join a company. You don't want to send that long, ugly affiliate link out to all your prospects. It's very, very unprofessional, and you can also lose a lot of sales that way, because a lot of people just go straight to the company name and not include your username on the back end. So it's important that you get a domain to mask your affiliate link. Or is this domain going to be for your central nerve center, for your website and your blog? And this is the most important. If you're installing a website or a blog to your domain, you're going to really want to make sure that you choose a domain carefully. This is for search engine optimization reasons. If you have any desire whatsoever to get on the first pages of Google, you want to be careful on what you choose here for your domain. So that being said, if you've got a capture page system, more likely you're not going to be doing a lot of search engine optimization to that capture page. So you want to choose something kind of generic. So for example, one of my capture pages is through my Empower Network, and I bought the domain name easyforyou.com. So even though I have Empower Network site, I still got a domain name, which is easyzy4u.com. Now I know that this page is not going to show up in the first pages of Google unless you were to probably type in easyforyou.com or something like that into Google. Now, the whole purpose of the capture page is to pique interest to get your prospect to opt in. Then they get more information on the second page. So if you actually look at the page, we really don't talk about Empower Network on that page. It is not until this person actually opts in that they find out more about Empower Network. So again, easyforyou.com, I kept it pretty generic. So that's a good example for a domain name that you could choose for a system or a capture page. Keep it kind of generic so that once they opt in, then they're going to get more information. Talking about an affiliate link, the same thing applies. You want to keep that generic. Now in the future, you might actually want to install a blog to your domain. Now this is where it starts to get really powerful, because websites and blogs can really be optimized to reach the first pages of Google if you do it right. The first step to get on the first page of Google is to have the keyword in your domain name. I have a lot of search engine optimization tricks to teach you so it can get you to the top of the rankings. Something that you're going to want to do before you decide to keep your company name within your domain name is go and check out your competition. Go to Google to see how much competition you've got for that keyword. If you've got a lot of competition for your company keyword, the best option for you at this point is to do something like choose yourname.com. Kind of like I've done with BoydRollins.com. So if you check out your company and you see that you've got a lot of competition and that it's going to take you 6, 7, 8 months to get in the first pages of Google to reach your company name, go with yourname.com. Now if your name is already taken, you can just add work with, like workwithBoydRollins.com or howtoworkwithboyd.com or something like that. So just put your name in there, and in the end, that's going to be the least amount of work, and you're not going to have to do a ton of SEO. Even though you get yourdomain.com or workwithyourname.com, that doesn't mean that you can't rank your company for your company name. I'm going to be talking about something called permanent links in the future tutorial videos. And what that's going to do, you can actually put your company name after your domain name. So it would be yourname.com/your company name. and you can still rank for your company by having a page on your website. So don't think that just because you can't get your companyname.com or somebody's already bought your companyreview.com. One of my strongest suggestions is to go ahead and start with yourname.com. That's always the best thing that you could possibly deal with, and then you can add a page for your company. Now, one other thing that you want to make sure that your company allows you to put their name or allows you to put their company name within the domain. Sometimes there's legal stuff about that. Whether it's an affiliate product or a company or whatever, check their terms and service and make sure that you're allowed to do that beforehand. Otherwise, you can have a whole bunch of work and then they could just come and tell you to take your website down. So that's what you need to think about before you buy your domain names. What it's going to be used for: a capture page, a system, an affiliate link, your central nerve center for your blog. Once you figure that out, then you can go ahead and go over to GoDaddy and do your research there. So go to GoDaddy. Now I choose GoDaddy because it's the best customer service in the industry. If you ever need anything, you can always call them anytime, and they're incredible. Now, domain names and hosting are two different stories. I do not recommend hosting with GoDaddy. GoDaddy is primarily for domain names. They've got hosting, they've got websites, they got everything else, as they advertise websites and everything in between. Personally, I recommend only getting a domain name with GoDaddy. You can search for available domain names on their main page. When it comes to hosting, I recommend HostGator, and there's another good reason for that. So only get your domains from GoDaddy. So go to GoDaddy. You can search for available domain names on their main page. If you decide to go with your name or workwithyourname.com, just hit go and see if that's available. And if it is available, then all you do is add that domain. Click on Add and then just go through the process. Continue through registration. It's going to ask you to get a ton of other stuff here. It's going to ask you to get .net, .orgs, .infos, all kinds of stuff. It's up to you if you want to get this stuff. Personally, I don't usually get the .net, the .orgs, infos, or any of the other stuff they offer. Now, if you start getting tons and tons and tons of traffic, 10,000 visitors a day to your website, then you can come back later and get those .nets and .orgs and .infos. Completely up to you. I would just say no thanks, and then it's going to also ask you, do you want to add hosting to do this? Do you want to add websites to this? Do you want to add all other kinds of stuff? No, just get the domain name and you're good to go. So that way you're only spending about $9. Let's talk about forwarding domains. You want to go to your domain manager. So if you click on domains, you should see all your domains there. So what you want to do is just find the domain name that you just purchased. Let's say, for example, now that you just purchased your domain name and you're involved in a company, but they give you this really long address. All you want to do is forward the domain. I just click on forward domain, and I can forward this domain, the one I just purchased, to my company name site that has my username on the end of it. What this means is now, instead of sending somebody to that long, ugly link with my ID on the back end of it, I can send this link with my new domain name to my prospects. They're automatically going to be forwarded to the link for my company. Does that make sense? Changing your name servers is only necessary if you decide to install a website on your domain, or you decide to host anything online. If you're only forwarding your company link, this doesn't pertain. Now, whether you want to host pictures, content, text, capture pages, or websites, and never have to worry about them getting removed from the web, you'll need to have your own hosting account. Now, luckily, this is extremely cheap. Think of it this way. Your domain name is like the street address to your business, where your hosting account is like the building, or the lot in which you can build your business on. If you decide that you want to build your own business, you'll need to point your address to that lot. This is what changing your name servers will do. Does that make sense? Well, all too often I see marketers using free hosting, web solution situation. The problem here is that you don't own this. And if for any reason these solutions don't like what you've hosted on their servers, everything goes away, straight down the drain. So let's talk about how you change your name servers. I highly recommend HostGator for hosting, but I don't recommend them for buying your domain, because they usually outsource, which means if you ever have a problem with your domain, it can take a long time to get fixed. Another reason why I want you to use HostGator, it's extremely fast compared to GoDaddy. Now let's go ahead and get your hosting account. Go to HostGator.com, HostGator.com, click Web Hosting. You want the baby plan, which is around $6 a month. If you get your domain name from GoDaddy, as we discussed, just enter your domain name here. So go ahead and get registered, and as you can see, the hosting is real cheap, and they're essential. So go ahead and continue to step 2. This is where you enter your credit card details. Once you fill out everything, they're going to send you an email with your name servers. Once you go ahead and create an account, then check your email for your name servers. It's that easy. So pause the video now and get your hosting account. Then come back here when you're done. Once you've done that, we'll go in your back office, and this is what it's going to look like. This is your control panel. This is the reason why you chose HostGator over other companies, because they really have everything when it comes to hosting an account. This can look a little confusing, but don't worry about it. There are only a few things you really need, and we'll go over them right now. The first thing we're looking for is the domain manager. So click on Domains. If you only have one domain, then click on the domain you just purchased. What you want to do here, to get your domain off of GoDaddy and onto HostGator, go to the name servers, then set name servers. You're going to want to select I have specific name servers, my domains. Once you click on this link, you should see something about domain control, which is a GoDaddy's name servers. Now from here, what you want to do is go to your welcome email from HostGator, scroll down to the area that sets your name servers, and you've got name server 1 and name server 2. So you want to copy name server 1, go back over to domain server, and paste it in. Then come back to the email, copy name server 2, go back over to the domain manager, and paste that one in. That's all you got to do. You've set your name servers. Now they say it can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to take effect, but it usually is 5 or 10 minutes. So if you have any problems with your domain name, you want to change anything, you call GoDaddy. If you have a problem with hosting, you call HostGator. Now you're in your back office of your hosting account. Let's go and just scroll down, and I'll show you another really cool thing. I can show you about domain names, and you're going to go down in your domain area. Just click on subdomains. Now here you can see that you've got your primary domain already listed. Let's say, for example, tomorrow you actually install a website on your domain. Well, you still have your company affiliate link, for example, and you don't want to send them a long, ugly affiliate link that your company gives you. So I'm going to create a subdomain here, and then I'm going to manage the redirect. So I'm going to redirect that subdomain. So now you can still install a website, put your blog in on your primary domain, and still have redirects. So you can still forward to your company affiliate link, so you don't need to purchase a whole bunch of domain names for specific purposes. Now if you ever purchase another domain name through GoDaddy and you want to bring it back over to HostGator, you're going to go through the same exact steps. You're going to purchase your domain name from GoDaddy, then you're going to change the name servers. You put HostGator's name servers in GoDaddy. I showed you how to do that before. The second time you get a domain, you're going to need to go to Add On Domains, and you'll need to tell HostGator that you've got a new domain coming over from GoDaddy. And you're all done. So that covers everything you need to know about domains. Anything that you're doing online, you can easily undo. So don't worry about doing stuff and screwing things up. As I always say, that one of the most important things that you need to do at the beginning is just take action. Don't forget to take action. And don't worry about screwing things up. So today, your assignment is to choose a domain name. Think about what you're going to be using the domain for. Is it going to be for your system, for Empower Network, for example? Or are you going to use it to forward your domain to your primary business? Whatever it might be, go ahead and grab your domain name today, and then in tomorrow's video, we'll go over how to install a blog. See you on the next video. Boyd Rollins here. Take care for now. Hey, welcome. Boyd Rollins here with the Pro Marketers Alliance. This is going to be all about domain names today. There are 3 things that I always say that really builds the foundation for your business when it comes to building an online web presence. And what really comes down to is a domain name. That's where you get your address for your place of business, your hosting account, which is kind of like the building of your business online, and your autoresponder, which is the way that automatically follows up with your prospects, leads, and